definitely in some pain there. Missed 4 games with that groin injury. Playing 28 minutes tonight.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a WNBA fan, you're probably reeling from the bombshell news that dropped recently. Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever superstar guard and the face of the league, is officially out for the rest of the 2025 season. Yeah, you heard that right. The player who's been shattering records, packing arenas, and single-handedly boosting the WNBA's popularity is sidelined, and the league is already feeling the consequences. Today, we're diving deep into what happened, why the WNBA might be kicking itself, and what this means for the future of women's basketball. This is a massive story with layers upon layers, so buckle up. Let's break it all down. Let's start with the moment everything changed. It was July 15th, 2025, during a heated matchup against the Connecticut Sun. Caitlin Clark was doing what she does best, running the offense like a maestro. Late in the fourth quarter, she threaded a slick bounce pass to teammate Kelsey Mitchell for an easy layup, a play that had the crowd roaring. But as she jogged back up the court, something was off. Clark was visibly in pain, clutching her right leg and grimacing. The arena went quiet as she limped to the bench, tears streaming down her face, and buried her head in a towel. The Fever called a timeout, and Clark didn't return. The next day, the team dropped the devastating news. Imaging revealed a severe right groin injury, and after consultation with specialists, Clark was ruled out for the remainder of the 2025 season. The Fever's statement was clear. Her long-term health comes first, and no risks will be taken. This isn't Clark's first brush with injury this season. She's already missed 11 games due to a left quad strain, a nagging left groin issue, and some leg tightness during the preseason. Each time, she fought her way back, dazzling fans with her logo threes and no-look passes. But this latest injury is different. It's season-ending, and it's a massive blow for the Indiana Fever, who sit at 12-11, scrapping for a playoff spot. Without Clark, their record this season drops to 4-6, and the road ahead looks daunting. But this story isn't just about the Fever's playoff chances. The ripple effects of Clark's absence are hitting the entire WNBA, and the league is already grappling with the fallout. Let's unpack why this is such a big deal.
Chanted defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep three! Oop, that is! She missed her first 7.
Caitlin Clark isn't just another player, she's a generational talent and a cultural phenomenon. Drafted number 1st overall by the Fever in 2024, she took the WNBA by storm as a rookie, averaging 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. She earned Rookie of the Year honors, an All-Star selection, and finished top 4 in MVP voting. Her impact went far beyond the stat sheet, though. Clark's games averaged 1.2 million viewers, a staggering 199% more than WNBA games without her. Her presence drew over 300,000 fans to Fever home games last season, a first for any WNBA team. The economic boost? A jaw-dropping $36 million for Indianapolis in her rookie year alone, thanks to packed arenas, merchandise sales, and increased tourism. That's not just star power, that's a one-woman economic engine. Clark's influence extends beyond numbers. She's changed the conversation around women's basketball. Before her, the WNBA struggled to capture mainstream attention, but Clark brought in casual fans, filled seats, and forced networks to prioritize women's hoops. Remember her preseason debut last year? Traffic was backed up for blocks outside Gainbridge Fieldhouse as fans clamored to see her. Her playoff game against the Sun in 2024 drew 2.5 million viewers, setting a cable record for the WNBA. The league's recent media rights deal, reportedly worth billions, and the introduction of charter flights for teams, a lot of that momentum traces back to Clark's ability to draw eyes.
Clark has space, she's gonna let it fly, and she's gonna connect! Oh, Caitlin Clark!
She's not just a player, she's the golden goose, and the WNBA knows it. So why the instant regret in the title? Well, here's where things get complicated. The WNBA hasn't always treated Clark like the superstar she is, and now that she's out, the league is paying the price. Let's break down the reasons why the WNBA might be kicking itself. First up, officiating. If you've watched Clark play, you've probably noticed she doesn't always get the calls you'd expect for a player of her caliber. Fans and analysts have been vocal about this, and social media has been on fire with examples. Take a game against the New York Liberty earlier this season. Clark drove to the basket, got smacked on the wrist, elbow, and body by Natasha Cloud, textbook fouls, and the refs swallowed their whistles. The crowd booed, and one courtside fan was caught on mic yelling, "That's the face of the league, and she's not getting that call?" Fever coach Stephanie White has spoken out, saying the lack of calls erodes her team's trust in the game. Clark, ever the professional, brushes it off in post-game interviews, saying things like, "I thought I got hit on a few, but whatever, just keep going." But you can see the frustration in her body language, and fans aren't letting it slide. This isn't an isolated incident. Posts on X and articles across the web point to a pattern. Clark gets targeted with physical play, and refs often let it go. Some argue it's because she's a young player still earning her stripes. Others, like sports commentator Clay Travis, have suggested there's a deeper issue: jealousy or resentment from veterans who feel overshadowed by her fame. A Reddit thread on r Out of the Loop even asked, "Why does Caitlin Clark seem disliked or hated by some in the WNBA?" Users debated whether it's envy over her media attention or just the physical nature of the game. Whatever the reason, the lack of protection might have played a role in her injuries. A left quad strain, a left groin issue, and now a severe right groin injury. Non-contact injuries can stack up when a player's constantly absorbing uncalled fouls. And now, with Clark out, the WNBA's feeling the consequences. The numbers tell a brutal story. Games without Clark this season have seen up to a 40% drop in viewership. Last year, playoff ratings tanked 91% after the Fever were eliminated, largely because Clark wasn't playing. Her absence from the All-Star game and three-point contest this year, due to this latest injury, has already dulled the event's shine. The WNBA's learning the hard way just how much Clark drives its popularity. And it's not just about ratings. The league's merchandise sales, ticket revenue, and social media engagement all take a hit without her. One X post summed it up. There is literally no league without her. Hyperbole? Maybe, but the data backs it up. Then there's the narrative around Clark's treatment by the league and its players. Social media has been buzzing with fans and analysts calling out what they see as hostility toward her. Incidents like Chennedy Carter's flagrant foul last year or Marina Mabre's shove this season have fueled the conversation. When Clark was voted the 9th best guard by her peers last week, despite her stats and impact, the media exploded. Commentators like Dick Vitale suggested she should start her own league to prove her worth. Others pointed to subtle snubs, like veterans downplaying her contributions in interviews or the league's marketing not always putting her front and center. It's a complex dynamic. Some players feel Clark's hype overshadows their years of grinding, while others argue she's elevating everyone's profile. Here's the thing. By not fully embracing Clark, the WNBA's hurting itself. Her star power has brought in casual fans, which means more ad dollars, better TV deals, and leverage for players in the next CBA negotiation. Aja Wilson and Breanna Stewart have been vocal about wanting better pay and conditions, and Clark's popularity was a golden opportunity to make that happen. But if the league doesn't protect its stars, whether it's Clark, Wilson, or anyone else, it risks alienating the audience it's worked so hard to build. Fans on X are already speculating that the Fever might shut Clark down for the season to avoid further risk, with one user saying they're not going to let her play through this. She's too valuable. And they're not wrong. Let's zoom out to the bigger picture. The WNBA's been fighting for respect and revenue for over 2 decades. Clark's arrival was a turning point, a chance to break through to the mainstream. Her games sold out arenas, her jerseys flew off shelves, and her highlights dominated SportsCenter. But her injury exposes a harsh truth. The league can't afford to take its stars for granted. Better officiating, stricter penalties for flagrant fouls, and a culture that celebrates all its players, black, white, rookie, or vet, are non-negotiable. The WNBA needs to show it values Clark, not just as a player, but as a cornerstone of its future. For the Fever, the rest of the season is about survival. Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston will need to carry the load, and they're capable. Mitchell dropped 21 points against the Aces last week, and Boston's been a double-double machine. But the team's playoff chances are shaky without Clark's playmaking. The vibe in Indianapolis is noticeably quieter without her. For Clark, it's about recovery. At 23, she's got a long career ahead, and the Fever are prioritizing her health. She's already hinted at taking it easy this offseason, maybe hitting the golf course, prompting a cheeky invite from the LPGA who said, "Count us in." That's classic Clark, turning a setback into a new adventure. For the WNBA, this is a wake-up call. Protect your stars, embrace their impact, and build a league that can sustain this momentum. Clark's not going anywhere. She's too competitive to walk away. But if the league doesn't step up, and if she ever did consider options like Europe, the Big Three, or a hypothetical new league, the fallout would be seismic. The WNBA can't afford to let that happen. What do you think? Is the league mishandling its biggest star? Will her absence tank the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next video. We've got more WNBA drama, trade rumors, and hot takes coming your way. Until then, stay locked in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.